build a solution, you must understand what the problem is. Okay? If you want to build a solution around anything, you must understand what the problem is. For instance, I walked into a classroom and found out that the class was crowded by many students. The solution was to create a hall where all students can be in and learn from there. You get it? Does that make sense? Yeah. Another problem. Long ago, our grandparents used to use, are they our grandparents? Could be the Stone Age period. Our great-great-grandparents used to use sticks to plow the land. But then they noticed that it was ineffective using sticks. Most times the sticks would break. So they decided that let's try out stones. They transitioned to stones and they're using stones to plow the land. But then they noticed that plowing using a stone, the stone is very tiny and using it gets very tiring. And sometimes you might hurt yourself. So they needed to lengthen the length of the tool they were using to plow. And that's when they attached the stone to a stick. Then they noticed the stone was too heavy. They transitioned into iron and started using iron to plow the land. Makes sense? Those are problems they were actively seeking solutions for. The reason why most people build solutions that don't make sense, or the reasons why most people build startups that don't make sense, is because they usually don't go looking into the problems that people are facing, right? So, what are we going to do during this session? Based on your field of study, you're going to raise a problem that people are facing in your field of study. And then my team there, myself included, are going to help you come up with an idea or tell you about an idea that can help solve that problem. Does that make sense? In the blockchain, that's what they're going to do. Are you guys up to task? You don't give me the energy. Yes, we're ready. You're competent enough? Can you solve their problems?
We'll try to solve them, but yes, we have the technical expertise.
I hate the word try. I hate the word try.
Okay, we will do it.
Okay, well, we're ready to go. And I'm going to start from... Come on. Where should I start from, guys? Vote, here or there? Okay. Young man, I like the drink you're drinking. You might as well share with us here. Come on. Weren't you among the chosen ones? Oh, they're the chosen ones. Have you watched those movies? One of my favorite chosen one movies is The Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. And my favorite character is that guy. Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty. That's my favorite character. Anyway, hey, come and join us. Come and share with us. You know the drill, right? You know the drill? Okay. Based on your field of study, you're going to raise a problem, right? And they're going to engineer a solution around it, related to the blockchain, of course. That's the drill, okay? Come on.
Good morning once again. The problem that we pitched with my colleague over here, Elvis, he may come, is that as students, as we pursue mechanical engineering, we have an issue mostly with the softwares that we are supposed to use. You find that the softwares that we are supposed to use are quite demanding as compared to the laptops that are accessible to us. So what can be a solution to that problem? based on the Web3 and blockchain technology.
Okay, maybe a follow-up question. Which kind of softwares, the AutoCAD things or
Yeah, so
the softwares that you install in your machine, right?
yeah, so basically for mechanical engineering, we use softwares from Autodesk, and examples are just like AutoCAD, and at times they give us problems, and unaweza pata irun kwa machine yako venye unataka, unaona, and also it limits us to do some things that you're supposed to do, and now we're asking what 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 impact can Web3 bring into this, so that engineering can be quite easier for us who are doing mechanical engineering.
Okay. On that issue, like you'd like to have a blockchain solution for your engineering that would do what this Autodesk stuff would do, right? Have you heard of these issues of the GPUs, like the cloud technology? Instead of installing your AutoCAD in your machine, you can use it that is already hosted somewhere.
Yeah. Now that's the issue.
Yes.
You see, for most mechanical engineering students, it's not. I know we are in an era where internet is common and it's everywhere, but it's not a must that you do all your work from the cloud. No.
Yes.
Yeah, like you can have your local files stored in your computer and work on them directly rather than going through the internet. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. So you'd love to have a blockchain solution for the Autodesk stuff, like the 3D things, right?
Yeah, the 3D and the AutoCAD.
Okay. Very interesting. Maybe. Okay, I've not come across a blockchain solution for that, and that could be that's something novel, and maybe you can brainstorm around it, do a research on it, and also as an engineer you're already interacting with this technology. You can identify the gaps, right? Because you're interacting with this Autodesk stuff, and you can identify the gaps. Like now, when I use in my machine, okay, most of the issues itakuwa ina hang, such stuff, right? Machine in overheat, such things. Okay, but now there are hosted solutions, and also hosted solution is where you don't have to buy a GPU. You just need to have internet access, the cloud, and you can use a subscription software as a service, right? The SaaS. So, okay, a blockchain solution, I've not come across it. Maybe that could be very interesting to look into. Yeah.
Okay, so for your solution, I feel you are moving away from, you don't want cloud technology, but maybe just to nudge you a little bit, because when you're not using anything locally, it means you have to use it on the internet. You get, so you can't really avoid that bit, because even if you're using the hosting solutions, then it means you are getting away from your machine, because you're looking for some place which has storage now to supplement what you have in your machine, because that means that your machine, you need like maybe a whole server, then now you can maybe support your friends, and then now the computers can connect on that server, and now they can supply the storage that you really want to run that particular software project. So there's something in blockchain technology that's called the pin. That's it's more of like an IoT, but now in the blockchain space, whereby you can create your own device that could host some storage, and then you could input some of the data in on chain. When I mean on chain is inside now the blockchain network. So think about a blockchain network as a server. Okay, but this time it's not a server that's centralized, like it's joined to one place. It's already like it's connected to different devices, which these devices then connect to each other in difference to a centralized way, whereby those all devices that are connected to each other, they only respond or they go back to only one device. But in blockchain, all the devices in that network, they communicate to each other, and any data shared amongst that devices in that network, each device in that network has to sign. So maybe you could venture into that side of IoT to try and implement your solution. But I feel it's going to take time. It's also going to take resources, and maybe you start with the approach of trying to now see, do I need to really do the cloud side, or do I really need to do the IoT blockchain side? Because what blockchain helps you is to reduce the amount of storage that's going into your laptop. You get?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. On what you've said that it's going to work more over a computer. It's going to be like a system, right? Yeah. So does that mean that your computing power is going to be limiting? As in, does your laptop need to have a higher computing capacity so that you can be able to access the services or maybe the activities that are going to take place in that blockchain?
No. So maybe he can answer it.
Okay, so on the issue of the resource that your computer is going to consume, it will not be your computer. You know, blockchain is a connection of nodes. A node is just a computer. So you can use your computer to access another powerful computer that will do what you want to do. So you're just using the computer you have, the less resourced computer, to access a powerful computer which can do what you would like to do. Yeah.
So if I'm getting straight from what you're saying, it's maybe if me and my friend here, we're having a project and we are doing this project through AutoCAD. Yeah. Now, if you're doing this project through AutoCAD, it means that this project is going to be stored somewhere, and now we can access it remotely from different nodes.
Yes. So have you heard of SSH, remote connection?
I'm not quite familiar with that.
Okay, so an SSH remote connection is whereby on your laptop you are given it's called an RSA key. Okay, so this is a security feature whereby you can connect with another device. It doesn't matter the distance, it doesn't matter where it is. So you only need to run a simple command in your laptop, and then it just connects. Similar is the way you connect with Wi-Fi or just internet, and then you connect, with Wi-Fi, which you don't see that device. So on you just connect remotely using that command, and then your laptop now seems as if it's the other computer that's supplying you with that resource. So everything you do, any storage that you do, it's done on that other computer, but you can only connect it through internet and when you're online.
Yeah. On the same issue, with the continuing cyber security issue in Kenya, it's become really unsafe when you're online. Yeah. Now, if maybe you're working on a valuable project and it's at risk of cybercrime, okay. Now, if maybe somebody's going to maybe steal your idea and maybe get it sold somewhere else, how safe can my work be if I'm able to access the project from a central server, which means it can be done from the same process can be done, but by another person, but for malicious purposes, right?
Okay, so that goes to the bit of cryptography in blockchain, and it also goes in the cryptography just in the space of mere technology or mere just building softwares. So when I'm trying to say that you connect through that server using SSH, the RSA security feature has a key, right? That key, you're supposed to store it in a good place, not somewhere that it can be accessed online. Okay, so when you lose that key, then you are putting yourself in a place whereby it's easier for someone to hack you or break you. Okay, so another thing is the tools that you are using, that company or that server admin, they also do their own security checks on their end. And I'm sure even with cases with Amazon or Google Cloud, when you hear that people have lost their data, they always have a recovery backup whereby they can give you back your project. Okay, so don't really fear to put out your project over there. And I'd say remove that mindset, because in blockchain, this is what happens. In blockchain, you build in public. You get all your source code is out there. You get. You could find maybe Kiboko Dao's, they have a project in their own repository, and it's open source. And another person comes and sees the same source code, and they say, I'm going to build another Kiboko Dao. Well, I'll call it a Zetech Dao. You get. And they might try to build the same maybe strategy with Kiboko Dao, but it can never be the same as Kiboko Dao, because why? The developers who built that certain project, they know how it works. Okay, if that person or for Zetech Dao needed to scale that particular project, they wouldn't know how to scale it or to feature it. And you will see it when we are doing the Solidity workshop and also the Lisk workshop, whereby it's just the same way. If I tell you I moved from here to there using this route, you wouldn't go through the same route, because one, you might find there's wind. I mean, the road could be muddy on that day that you're going. You'll have to find your own way on how to get to there. But in your back of the mind is, I'm going to there. That's the same way as people steal exams. I mean, you see the answer, or you see the way a person has written on their paper. Maybe you're trying to steal, but when you're trying to put it on your paper, it doesn't come out as, the same. And then you find, he got 80%, I got 20%. Why? Because you don't really understand the base functions of that particular problem or solution you was trying to get. So nobody can steal your project, and if they do, they can't do it as how you think about it.
I have one last question, and I know you being in the Web3 space, you understand more of topologies, right? And you know also topologies have their own shortcomings. Like for example, the bus topology, if one node breaks, then the whole system is down. Is Web3 familiar to these type of problems?
Yeah, in Web3, it's decentralized, such that every node that is connected to Web3, and a node is a computer. Every computer that is connected to the blockchain or that ecosystem has a copy of that data, has a copy of that blockchain. So you'll find this computer has a copy, another computer has a copy. And mostly they work on the 50% plus one, where there's no point where all the computers in a network will fail. Always it maintains the 50%, the 50 plus one concept, where all the verification of all the nodes in a network must meet that for that data to be valid. So when it comes to now the issues of failure in blockchain, that issue is eliminated. There's no single point of failure in blockchain. Yes, and for your case, for the maybe I can give you a use case for such a software that you'd like to have is GitHub. I've had a lot of developers here. You have GitHub accounts, right? That is how GitHub works. Like to have GitHub of developers here. You have GitHub accounts, right? That is how GitHub works. To have GitHub developers here. You have GitHub, right? That is how.
Sorry about that. Let him keep speaking.
Yes, so I was giving you a use case of GitHub. GitHub works such that all the source code or all the softwares that are running are hosted somewhere by GitHub organization, right? What you have is an instance of your code in your machine, and it uses the technology of the RSA. That is the cryptography, the reverse. It has some 3 names, right? That is the RSA. You have a key, an SSH key in your laptop, and you have another key in the GitHub. So those two provide you connection to now your GitHub account, which is a GitHub node, because a GitHub is server somewhere, and you have a node. So with that, when you want to connect to your GitHub account, you use the SSH key. That is the RSA authentication or encryption things. So when it comes to now, let's say your idea, no one will steal your. Okay, what GitHub does, it offloads all these functions of, let's say, deploying your code to production, doing everything for you. So GitHub is like the central point where all the softwares, I have my software, they have their software, everyone with their accounts have their softwares, and they're running their softwares concurrently without interfering with your software, right? Yes, and you can access that. If I go to a machine or another person's machine, I can access the same code base as long as I provide the credentials. So the issue, GitHub acts as much as it's centralized, yes, but it has the idea of blockchain in it, only that it's implemented as a centralized institution. Yes.
Okay, so I want to add much. You are saying regarding security. So I think I'll just give like this example with the Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum initially started with the proof of stake. So okay, so we had types of consensus mechanism in the Ethereum. So initially started with the proof of stake, then later on merged to proof of work, then later on merged to proof of stake. So proof of work was like as in you as a node or you as a machine, you are competing to solve like a certain cryptographically stuff regarding that. So once you have completed and finished the first one, you get some slice of ETH. That was it. But now it was but now with that one there, like I can say like as in at sometimes like it in terms of security, it wasn't that much secure because of like a cartel can just come and form multi nodes and multi computers and kind of come and try to solve that computational power. So in terms of security, that was one demerit or stuff like that. But now when we went on to proof of stake, so now proof of stake was you are staking your ETH or you are taking a portion of your funds and keeping it in the system to make sure that the system is let's say secure. So one thing with that one is that Ethereum was like around 30 ETH. 30 ETH, one ETH is like around let's say $2,500. So that ETH, that's like around 7,500. No, it was like around 75,000 USD, if I'm not wrong. So if you wanted to come and actually control the network, you needed like a 50 plus 1% of the entire protocol. And getting that 50 plus 1 into of that entire protocol, like you'll need tons and tons and tons and tons of, you'll need a lot of money to do that. So in terms of security, I can say like as in that's how blockchain is more secure because of like it is very much expensive to actually either spam the network or give false data or kind of hack the system. So in terms of security, I can just advocate you to go the blockchain way. So I don't know if I've answered you regarding the security part, the security. Okay, sure.
Did you guys figure out how you can go about a solution on the blockchain?
Just maybe before you sit down, you mentioned something about you don't want to share your projects because you fear someone might copy it and use it for their own benefit. So
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Let me place it this way. Yeah, for example, like for final examinations, you will get that your group is assigned a certain project, and you might get some people somewhere else are given the same project. You see, now if you have one unique idea that's going to level you off from the others, it's really important that you keep it to yourself rather than sharing with them because this is an examination. Now that's the thing that I was saying.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to give you a non-technical solution. So the easiest way you can protect your idea that is novel, new idea, no one else has ever seen it. You can register it as a patent. A patent is simply a registration of a new invention. You just need to show that what you're doing is different from what already exists. Then lodge an application at the in Kenya. You can do it at KIPI, Kenya Industrial Property Institute, where they do registration of patents and industrial designs. And internationally, there's the WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organizations, under the Madrid Protocol.
You can register that patent, that idea before you put it out to the world. So if someone goes ahead and copies it or try to use it as their own, you can easily object to it or even go ahead and sue them if they've already started monetizing the project, and you can get some remedy out of that. Yeah. And another way you can also protect your code using copyright. You can easily copyright your code, and internationally under WIPO, and in Kenya we have the Kenya Copyright Board. You can easily lodge an application to copyright your code, and then after that you can easily share your code to anyone else, but they cannot monetize it. They can only monetize it if you assign it to them formally. Yeah, so those are some of the ways you can protect your ideas.
Okay, excuse, I have a question to you. What's the difference between patenting and copywriting?
So copyright is simply copywriting your literary or artistic works, such as code or artistic works like drawings, things like those. Those are copyrights. But a patent, it has to be a new idea, something novel, something that has not been seen yet. Yes.
Okay, you're done on the copywriting side. So I feel we have not given them like a go next step, but this is how I'm going to tell you. Go research about decentralized storage in Web3. Try to see if at all they can host a software. And from then on, you can form a community in your own class. And once you've put that software in that decentralized storage, all the developers or all the students in that particular class can now connect to that storage place whereby you've installed either an instance of AutoCAD Shop or those softwares that you use. And from then on, you can create a platform whereby if there's any developer who has built a project using that tool, they can pay for you a subscription. So you can create a token now using that storage that you've used. A token is like just a form of payment that we use in the blockchain space. So for example, if you use a token and it has a supply, let's say of 1,000 token, so it has a name, you will find a name for it. Maybe you can call it mechanical engineer token. And every time any students of your particular class, they try to engage with that software and use it, they get a token, maybe let's say one token or two tokens. And you can also strategize it in a business way. Maybe any other person from another department or school, they try to interact with that that software in that storage place, then they can pay you. They have to buy a token, let's say 10 tokens, and then now they can use that software in that place. Yeah, and then you will remove the worries of will I lose our data? Will I lose? Will my machine be able to handle this? Yeah, and then inside that software, now you divide that each person's project when it's stored on the blockchain. Then each person, now I'm trying to explain to you when you've created a project in that software bit or in that storage platform. So if anyone wants to clone your project, each person on that network or that node should agree or sign. It's called signing. That now we agree that we've seen, what's your name? Elvis. We've seen that Elvis has created a project, and any person who wants to look on the project or copy that project, they need everybody to sign in, and then Elvis can then know this particular person is the one who has my project for now. And if anything happens, then you can always go to that person. But then in blockchain, there's also the bit of you can't know who does anything, because the person who's holding that account is always having like a public address, which is that type of characters. So when you're using the storage, you only have to always check that particular public address. What has it done? Has it been able to be signed to access that project? And if they're not, then you can block that particular address and they can't access now that software in your network.
From what you've said, I have a question. You've talked about getting some storage space in a server, right? Which means it's like you are technically buying space. Yeah. Now, is it possible that if you have, can you make your own server? Maybe say in our school, maybe if we have many servers and we request to use one of them, or maybe we rent one of them, can we have our storage inside there rather than going and buying it somewhere else? Or it just works that you have to buy the space?
Now that goes to the bit of you trying to have a node in your own school. Having a node in your own school, it needs a lot of resources. First of all, I don't know how much it takes for someone to like even have a node in Earth, but I think he'll explain to you. But a node is like a huge thing. It's like it's like having it's like having a server, not server, but think in the terms of a Google server that you're managing inside your own school. So it's so huge, it will cost you a lot of money. In difference to you try now to be able to host that particular software in another cloud blockchain decentralized network. But he will tell you about how much it costs, and then you'll see how much expensive it is.
Yes, to run maybe a node, it's okay, let's say an Ethereum node. An Ethereum node is just a computer that keeps track of what is happening in the Ethereum network. So to spin a node, it's like you've heard of things, these things, miners. The miners keep track of what is happening in the blockchain. And these miners spin what you call nodes, the special computer, the powerful computers actually. These powerful computers now is able to store this data, to verify, to validate. Yes? Okay. So they try to spin a node, a computer node, it takes a lot of resources, especially electricity, the powerful computer, the GPUs that you need to buy, they're very expensive. And so for you it's cheaper to go for cloud storage like GitHub than going to spinning a node. It's very expensive.
So I think that's it. Research, interact with the mentors that are here, and they will guide you forward. Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy that? Are you curious about your ideas and how they could be turned into solutions within the blockchain space? Well, I'm going to call for the next person. And if you have many questions, you can go ahead and ask the mentors. Yes, you can go ahead and ask the mentors. Don't ask too many questions because it's eating up on our time for the workshop. Remember, the workshop should be starting in a short while. Yeah. Anyway, on to you.
Hi guys. You guys look bored, eh? Ni chai mnataka tu. Eh? So I'm Aziz. I'm going to be taking you through the next session of today. I'm going to be taking over from Ray. So I wanted to answer the guy about his idea. And I had something earlier today. If you have an idea that when people find out how it works, they can take it, that's not an idea. That's a solution. So you can't keep those things in secret forever. Eventually, you're going to find that somebody else is going to invent it better than you. Even if you patent it, the only thing that you're going to do is give them the idea in paper so that they can take it. So the best way to implement is implement. Safaricom is big. There's Telecom, right? Do they do the same thing? Airtel? They do the same thing, right? But Safaricom is still the winner. So fast to market is going to make every difference for you. So apply fast, get the right people in, sign NDAs with them so that they can't release your technology, and build. Once you deploy, marketing is going to kill everybody else from you, right? So I want to go into, before the water warms up, so we have coffee, tea, and a few other things, some biscuits, those are the snacks, and then we're going to do lunch later. So I really want to hear from you guys. What do you have as ideas? As in one by one, two, do you have an idea? Give me a mic here. Yeah, please. Say again. No, there's somebody who wants to speak here. So give him the mic. Yeah, just give him the mic first. Yeah. So you guys are supposed to be speaking, apparently. You guys have ideas. All individual ideas. All individual. Okay? Even till here. Amazing. my guy. So is it on? Stand up and say hi to us. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Let us know something about you.
Hi everyone,
Hi.
my name is Adams.
Wait. Did you say hi? Hi. And nobody responded from this whole side. One more time. Say hi
Hi
again.
everyone, my name is Adams.
Adam, wait. Energy. I don't like it. Can we do it? When you hear hi, look, this is you. Hi. That's how it sounds down here. This is what I want to hear. Hi. Okay. Okay. Adams, one more time.
Hi everyone,
Love it.
my name is Adams. I'm an alumnus of this institution. I pursued bachelor's in purchasing and supply chain management. So I know her, and that's how I came to know of this event. And I'm happy to be here. So I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Niki Waruka, but I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can. So I have a question.
Mhm.
I have a small business that I'm running.
Okay.
And in this small business that I'm running, there's one challenge I have.
Mhm.
I have a customer in Kisumu who needs to buy something from me,
Mhm.
and my business runs online.
Mhm.
So
Is
the
it an
problem
issue?
is this.
Mhm.
The customer has to pay me first for me to ship my product to them.
Mhm.
So the customer needs to trust
Mhm.
that I already have this product
Mhm.
and that I will ship this product to the customer.
Yes.
And I need to trust that the customer will actually send this money,
Mhm.
because I can't ship this product to the customer
Mm-hmm.
before they send the money. What if they decide not to? And this customer is in Kisumu, let's say.
You don't even know them.
I don't even know them.
Mhm.
So I stumbled upon this something you've mentioned here called a smart contract.
Yeah.
And my whole thinking was this: maybe I could build a smart contract that could enable trust through this transaction, through this transparent transaction that me and this customer could have, so that I encourage this customer to purchase from me, believing that the money will not get to me, not unless they already have the product.
Have you heard of escrow?
No, I haven't heard of escrow.
Continue.
So that's just technically the same thing.
No, just continue first. I'm just asking.
Okay, so that was my initial idea.
Okay.
But then thinking much into this idea, I'm discovering that you have to do something on Ethereum called gas fee.
Yes.
There's something called gas fee. I need to have ETH as well.
Yes.
My whole point is this: I'm really trying to make the experience for the customer
As
to
easy
be
as
as seamless and as easy as possible, so that they can be able to trust me better. And I really need to keep this customer. And this is an idea that I've thought of. And if I can turn it into an actual product, it can really sell. Many people could invest into this idea.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So my question is this: any barrier or any hindrance? One of them is maybe I feel like the fact that I need to have gas fees, or my customer needs to have gas fees, so that we can
So
interact with
let's
this
take it as it comes down, because I hear you have a lot of thoughts. So let's go backwards, okay?
Okay.
So Ethereum is basically a currency
Mhm.
in this instance.
Mhm.
So when you say gas, it's transaction charges in simple English.
Okay.
So when you say gas fee, it's transaction fee.
Okay.
So that's all you're doing, right? So
Yeah.
for anybody to interact with that element, they either have to pay or you have to incur the cost. The same way as
Yes.
M-Pesa, right? So
Yes.
when I pay with PayBill,
Yeah.
I'm the one who pays,
Yeah.
right? But when I pay with buy goods,
Yeah.
the owner of the business is the one that will deduct.
Yes.
They'll get the
Yeah,
deduction, right?
yeah.
So
The
that's
owner of the
already a
business
model
will
that
get
you can work
deduction.
with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on. The next
Okay.
question.
So that solves that one.
Yes.
The fact that this will be a product, the adoption, the trust that this product actually works is the other thing. Not many people have heard of Ethereum. Not many people know of the blockchain.
So I'll say this because I don't think these guys have said it. I'm not a techie. Okay. I'm non-technical. I am marketing, production. I work with these guys. Okay. So forget about the technical terms. Okay. You can create, like, do you use M-Pesa right now? How many people use M-Pesa? Everybody, right? Do you know that M-Pesa is a blockchain?
Yes.
It's a centralized blockchain.
Yeah.
How does it work? You just withdraw, right?
Yeah.
And it comes to your phone
Yeah.
and the same interface.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here, guys. For you guys to create technologies that are easy to adopt. These guys know how to make their technology, but it's hard. For example, the other day we got airdrops from Solana, right? Between $1,000. Would you like to withdraw your $1,000? Unataka kutoa pesa yako?
Yeah.
So you need Solana, a token of Solana to be able to pay for gas. But it's $1,000. Solana is $20. 1,000 versus 20, where are you getting the money from? You'll find the way, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a very strenuous, taxing process to be able to withdraw. But tomorrow you will come with a plugin or an API that will be able to plug into that wallet. It's called Phantom. Plug in directly, and I'll be able to withdraw through your interface.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. Right now, let me explain this whole protocol things that you're not getting.
Yes.
So right now, do you know how many operating systems there are? Let's just use mobiles, for example. How many operating systems do you know of?
I know iOS.
Uh-huh.
I know Android.
Okay.
I know the one that Huawei runs for
Okay.
itself. And
So right now you know
Xiaomi.
3. Let's just
Yeah.
use 3, right? 3. Who are the biggest ones?
iOS and Android.
iOS and Android.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. We're in the race for time. How? Lisk, Solana, all these people want you users. That's what the beautiful thing is. They want you to come and build on their platform. They want you to build on their operating systems. Okay? Simple English. You're understanding till we're together till there. So anybody that builds a solution can build on their platform, and it can be integrated to help people withdraw from that platform. So we're still early days in the industry. That's why you need to understand the technology is a bit tricky because early days. Back in the day, if you wanted to withdraw money from a bank account, how would you do it?
You go to the bank, you visit the teller, that's the whole process.
Write a check,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you do it?
Just do it by your phone.
Isn't it? Right? So technology will advance with your thought pattern. I like it. So who knows what escrow is before I talk about escrow? Give him the mic so he can tell you what escrow is. Clap for the guy, eh? I'm in excitement, eh? Come on. Thank you.
Okay, Josh.
Josh. Clap for Josh, guys. But any energy, eh? Nice. Tell us, Josh.
I know escrow in the context of I do account sales, the writing account sales. So escrow is a platform where the buyer and the seller they can interact, where the seller can put the logins, then the buyer can put the money, whereby the seller will release the logins when the buyer releases the money.
You hear that? So there's a model right now that exists where I can send you money and it won't come to you. It will go to a holding wallet. Holding wallet. Once I receive the item, or you receive the item in this instance, so I'm the one sending it to you. Once you receive it, you release the funds. The same thing happens with P2P, right? That's how we off-ramp money. That's how we withdraw money currently. We have to go to a platform where there's a willing buyer and a willing seller, and I sell that to him. He sends me the money. It's in holding my tokens. Once the money is received, I release the tokens. So there's already a model like that, okay? Problem is scalability and trust. At the end of the day, you'd find that there's an influencer with 1,000 numbers that speaks on TikTok, and numbers go there and they're stealing. Meanwhile, you're an honest to God salesman. You're just trying to make business, right? So for me, because I used to work in sales as well, and I used to sell shoes, and I had the same issue, I find people I can trust in those areas, okay? So the first thing is you have to build this element of trust. So I know you're in Mombasa. I'll just ship this item to her. It will incur more cost on me because she'll have to transport it to the client, right? But at the end of the day, the client sees that effort that you've gone through, okay? So first, you do advocacy for your business. Then you implement the tools and the technology. So you can create an escrow. Don't call it blockchain. Call it escrow, okay? It's the same service. You'll have a wallet that holds the money when it's sent, and it will only be released once the item has been delivered, okay? You can make it simple. You can make it a link. You don't necessarily have to make it an app. You see, that's where we go wrong. It's an amazing solution. What will you do with it? You'll go make a website, make an app, make all these things. You just needed one thing, an interface, a link where I can send money, and you, when you're done, you can receive it. Simple, right? So that's how I want you guys to think. Simple solutions to big problems. Don't think of how we're going to skin this animal 10 times. Simple. Just look at the opportunity. Right now, I want to hear these guys' ideas. We want to debunk them. We want to help you charge the right direction. How many people here have been in business for 5 years? None. 2 years? 3 years? 1? A few months? A few months. Right? So, even you, how long? 2 years. So, you've been suffering. Your sales are not growing. Your marketing is not going because you seem like the sole proprietor of this business, meaning even if you have friends.
Yes.
So these are your people here. You see these people here? These people are interested in finding opportunities. You have numbers. You have a niche. They don't. Some people here, not everybody, you know these people up here, number one. No. Front benchers. No. Me, I was there with those guys. But we are still here with you. So find people here that are good at marketing, good at the technology. Build a team around yourself. Create an agreement. You have legal people here in the room. Create an agreement where we will work for the profit. That's what decentralized these guys. You, when you go employed, you go and tell the person who's employing you, I need 50,000. I need $500. Pay me that per month. I'll come every day, right? Right? But do you know what it took for him to build it to the point where you can come for $500? It broke his bones. This is him now. In the next 5 years, this guy will be rich. You'll be coming and telling him $500. Today he's here, humbled. But tomorrow he will be somewhere else. I pray for you. Amen.
Amen.
So you see, the idea is this. In the days before time, before us, before this generation, what was going on? Do you know? There was no other way. Your mother had to leave the village. She comes to Kanairo. Apige unaumka siku za ilikuwa nini? Ile mtu akipiga lap, tawa kitafuta job. Utamak, lazima utamak Kanairo. Who wants to tamak? Nionyeshe kajia ndo haka sasa mwanze saa hizi. Because I tell you the truth. Ask people in Web 2, ask people in industry, ask anybody. There are no jobs. Did you see how KICC was full the other day? Where mkuenda? Amukuenda? Amtaki kwenda Qatar na Dubai. Do you know there are no jobs there? Do you know what they do there? Who knows? Sema, unajua, sema wewe, sema tu hiyo umesema hiyo. Wanafanyanga hivyo. So the idea is you can have a seat. Did you have any other question I left off?
But there's something that you guys had mentioned about tokenization.
Okay.
So I really feel like personally I'd need.
Do you play games?
Yes.
Which games? Do you play Call of Duty, Fortnite?
No, just Angry Birds.
Angry Birds. Yeah. Angry Birds. Candy Crush, right?
Yeah.
Who else plays any games like first-person shooters? Okay, which games? Shout to. PUBG. So when you're playing all of these games, do you have in-game tokens? Those are tokens. That's what we're talking about. So instead of them being useless, because they are useless right now, can you withdraw them?
You can.
So we're giving you an extra layer. Behind the token, we're going to add, you can withdraw. That's what blockchain does. So the same game you have that you have been playing, you can build the same interface, put in the tokens. But in this instance, there's a limited supply. Okay? So if there's a limited supply, what happens? You all want to play the game. What happens? The value of said coin goes
up.
And you have. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She wants it.
Yeah.
You can do what? You can sell to her.
Yeah.
So that's what tokenization is. Giving the ownership back to the people.
Yeah.
So instead of the company, for example, all those tokens that you've been earning, 1,500 for tokens. Do you buy? So you put in money. Somebody buys, right? You put in money, but you never take it out. Have you seen that angle?
Yeah.
You're seeing that, guys. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
So this is why you are here. to learn how games can pay you to play games. How being part of an initiative like a DAO or his company, you instead of him paying you with cash, he'll pay you with tokens. And then he will push for his tokens to become valuable. Okay? Then you withdraw more money than he was supposed to pay you. That's the game. And then tomorrow you have built that industry, right? You build these facilities and everything. I don't trust you. If all these people told me to trust you, would I not?
You would.
So that's the thing about the blockchain. It's a community affair. So you come with all these people. If all these people right now are to post, everybody, pull out your phone and tag us, Pale tweak, tag link, risk, tag Kiboko Dao. You see what happens online.
Yeah.
There's traffic. Yeah. All these people are talking about the same thing. What happens? FOMO. FOMO. Who knows what FOMO is? Wewe na nyinyi unauza leakage. Si at least mtengeneze pesa. Mwambie upatiana wallet address. So FOMO is the fear of missing out. You guys here are going to sell that fear. Do you know why we're not so eager to fill the room sometimes, and we're not so eager to chase down people to come here? Because we are going to make money. Once you guys make money, say money. You sauti hao watu wapendi pesa. Haya, say money. Once these people make money and you're driving that new Range Rover, see, people will ask you, how did you do it? Yeah. Ni God. Hii mambo ya God, mambo ya God. Hata nimesikia ingine juzi, I joined the Illuminati. I can show you how. Mtu anakutii. So at the end of the day, the opportunity is your time and the interest. Right now, you see your problem. Once upon a time, I had a problem like yours. And to be honest, I was trying to find a solution to it using blockchain. And now I'm emceeing. I stopped doing that thing completely because I realized there's more money here than there is there. If you can do a job for 6 months, I'm on kwa shiko. Unaona yani kuna level utaki kufika. Shiko is ready to go viral. You don't want to be known. I can see you're more reserved. Utaki watu kuambia niuzie yake kwa barabara. So at the end of the day, the technology, building it, that's where we are. We're trying to advance problems like yours. Problems like the people up here, what they have an idea, they don't know how to implement. If we implement, while implementing, we'll find, by the way, for example, when M-Pesa came out, was there pay bill? Was there buy goods?
No.
What was there? Peer to peer. Send you money, you send me money. Eventually a problem arose. What was the problem? There are businesses here that can also use this technology. How do we help them? It became a thing. So the more we continue down this path, the more we will advance in this technology. And the more, that's the problem now. That's like I told you. We are racing between Uganda, Nigeria, all of the continent. We are in race. Who are we? Hapa kuna mtu si wa Kenya? Kuna mtu si wa Kenya hapa? Do we have a non-native Kenyan? No. So who are we? Again, now, who are we? So we need to fight for what we want. What do you want?
Money.
Money. What do you guys want? So what are we going to do about it? There's this saying that I really like. This is your life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to spend this time? How are you going to change the narrative that you were sold? Do you know you're already in debt? Do you know that all of you are already in debt? Nani amechukua don? Hakuna. Why are you in debt? Because of lack of structures. That is what this technology allows. Transparency, accountability, and security. Okay? Okay, guys? So as we go into these next sessions, I want you to engage. I don't want to hear somebody anakuja anasema mimi nataka kama kwa nini msimwambie escrow ina exist? Mnafichia nani hizi vitu? Wewe kwani hujamwambia hizo siku zote mmekuwa mkijuana? Tell everybody, teaching is the only thing that you can do for free and it will pay you value. Do you agree? Do you guys agree? So now we're going to go into the workshop session. Ray, are we ready? So, who's starting? Who's starting? Turn the ladies first. I'm a man before. Nigani. No, 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 no. We don't want to go in order. Do we want to go in order, guys? Do you want to go in order? We are decentralized. Uko ready? Wewe kuja mtu kae ndo nataka. Very nice. Clap for him, guys. Clap for him, eh? So what's your good name? Finya kidude hapo. Anataka kushout mse. Shautia watu.
Okay, I think I already told you my name. It's Jude. And before I start talking about my idea, about your idea about securing supply chains, I think there was a hackathon I participated, which I built actually the exact same thing. It's actually deployed on Lisk. So if you're on GitHub, I think I can leave it to you, because now let me talk about what I'm working on right now. Okay, so right now I'm actually building a game. So we're building a racing game that allows 5 users to come together. They stake a certain amount. It's on the Ton blockchain, so it's taking Ton. And when the race completes, number one gets 2 of the value of the token to enter the race, which is a ticket. Number 2, 1.6. There's a ratio. It's all divided out. So you may ask me, what is the problem a video game is going to solve? Well, there's one problem that has affected us from Stone Age till now: boredom. No matter how advanced humans get, there's one problem we always get. We want to be excited at most times. So one of the easiest ways to get excitement, video games. And the video game industry is huge. And that's when it's in Web 2, when you could not even withdraw your Call of Duty coins, your PUBG coins, even Angry Birds has coins, right? Yeah, you cannot withdraw those. But we've had like games in Web 3, like the Aptos Infinity, which is like PUBG 2D, but when you shoot someone, you get 2 tokens back. So yeah, my days on the gaming on the blockchain.
Okay. So you've heard about something he said. He said that when you get in the game, you stake. So what is staking? Yeah.
So staking is actually you put some amount of money you have. So you put it there, it's locked within that smart contract. So that's what you've done, you've staked.
Okay. So staking in layman's language is like the way you have a savings account and then you lock that money in that savings account, and then you can withdraw it after, let's say, 6 months or 3 months, and then it will have an interest of, let's say, 2% or 0.1% or 1%, depending on the company, and you get now a higher amount. So what happens is, in his project, he said that you can stake. Okay, so let's say right now his project doesn't have too much traffic. Okay, so let's say you stake 10 tokens in his game. Okay, and then he gets a lot of traffic one day, and he becomes, or the game becomes as big as PUBG or Call of Duty. That means that the token would have risen in amount, and also it would have risen in supply. So that then shows that then you have a high withdrawal amount or high tokens after the game. Okay, so that's how he's going to get money. That's how you're going to get money. In the point of, it comes to a point whereby if at that time when you staked maybe, and you staked some tokens, and or you bought some tokens in the game, and you are only able to do, let's say, raise a car. So in let's say in 1 year or 2 years, or depending on how the project or the game will move, then you now, with the tokens that you've bought, there were 10 tokens at a very low rate, it means that at a time then you'll be able now to buy a car, or maybe add a paint on that car, or add a performance of that car, and then you'll be able to raise with other people. Okay, so in layman's language, that's called in-game tokens. Okay, so maybe an advancement of it will be, you'll have a loyalty token. This is whereby you have a token whereby you reward your users or using that particular game. So maybe after somebody has won the race, or after somebody has consistently won a race for, let's say a week, you reward that particular user with some tokens. Or you can also have an NFT. An NFT is like an art, like just this art, but is in the form of a digital art. Okay. So then you give that user that particular art. It's called an NFT, and they can use that to go and trade it on another place or mint it. Minting is just selling that NFT or buying that NFT. Okay. Yeah. So that's how it goes. So give us your problem and let's move on.
Before you go on, the line, so I'd like guys to get some refreshments. The line is ready, so if I can release these guys first, when they come back, a bunch can go as well, so we can still continue the session as we grab something. So maybe the front row, can you get this way? There's a tea station over there. Let's just go grab something and then come back, right? Do you guys know what Web 1 was?
Yeah.
You do?
It was just reading.
Reading. And then
Yeah.
Web 2? Now?
Read and writes.
And interact.
Yeah,
And then Web 3? What's the difference?
more of decentralization and
So ownership.
and ownership.
That's what we've changed.
Yeah.
So back in the day, Elon Musk is the only person that will own Twitter.
Mhm.
Sawa.
Yeah.
So he will get rich.
Mhm.
But everybody else that works for the company,
They will get rich.
okay?
Yeah.
But when when the company belongs to all of us,
Mhm.
when the company grows, so does
We
all
all
of our
grow.
wallets, right?
Yeah.
So that's the other element, like the trust thing. So now, me, I want people, the thing you should be doing is, I want people to own their own health data. I
Yeah.
want people to be able to get real life interactive data that, for example, who knows where malaria is spread right now? Is spreading in high numbers. Do you know?
No.
So those are things that right now,
Yeah.
before we go into developing technologies that will be used,
Yeah.
first we just want the data.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So first create an element, a simple thing, like you can use elements like from Refi. Refi, there's a guy who goes around beaches taking photos of, what's it called? Garbage sites on the beach, and people get paid for taking photos.
Oh.
So you can create a token structure that rewards people for uploading their data and other points of data.
Oh. Yeah. That's a nice idea.
So you come to tunaweza saidia, and I have a few guys that I can link you up with. I have Transchem Pharmaceuticals. So if you and your idea can plug in with that guy who doesn't have an idea, you can build an oracle that will help based on medicine.
Yeah.
So the number of medicines that are bought in every location every single day,
Yeah.
you can be able to tabulate that and create a mock-up of something that is an oracle that people can use.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So come see us. We'll put you in a group. We'll discuss more, and we'll see how we can best develop your idea to make it a solution.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? So clap for Rachel, guys.
Thank you.
Kuja tu hivyo venye uko. As we wait for the rest of the guys to take their coffee, yeah? Introduce yourself.
Hello.
You have 5 minutes.
I'm Patrick.
Okay.
And my field is digital film production. And I would term myself more of an artist. So my really, like the idea I have is about NFTs. So she had talked about NFTs, how they can be uploaded in the Web3, and where different investors can buy it in percentages. So like now my idea was an art that is conceptual, like a conceptual art that is not in terms of like the blockchain that is like the way you talked about being backed by either Ethereum or Solana, not in terms of yes, it will be backed by one of those, but it will be growing in terms of when the art hits a milestone. Like you can create an art. Let me give a good example. Is you create an art about maybe a social figure, like let's say an icon like Michael Jackson. Like we create an art about Michael Jackson where the conceptual art does not have any picture, but maybe during his birthday, when it is hitting a milestone, then we'll add something that when he was this years old, like this happened. But now, like what will make investors invest in that idea, because we know this story. We'll come up with, we have ideas of stories. We know this, everybody know this story, and obviously it have already happened. And we have like a date where we say on this day and day, we will remember the day that Michael Jackson released his album, Thriller. So when it hits that milestone, people will want to pitch in and invest more in that conceptual art. Like it have potential of growing, not by yes, it will grow by the people who are holding it. Like when the investors buy this one, this percentage investors buy this one, and but the main perspective is like it will grow when this and this happen. When it is even it can happen, maybe something that have not already happened, like in Zetech we create a note about Zetech. It's conceptual, like maybe something small, But when Zetech opens maybe a branch in maybe USA, that it's going to grow again because any, I hope you get me. So
Yeah.
that's my idea. So can you integrate in NFT? I know, yani, I know there is already NFTs, but now this is conceptual. Is it possible to bring it in?
So first, let me address the what you're saying is very, very true. As in, you have the basics and the fundamental of what it is. So yes, the value of. Do you guys know Pokemon cards?
No.
You don't know Pokemon?
Yeah.
Do you know baseball cards?
Baseball cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stamps.
Yeah.
So I'm just me. I'm going to go with Web 2 or just the granular, and then the techies will explain. Web 3 is not anything to change the world. Okay? There's nothing new. Baseball cards, stamps, the collecting item of it. So, for example, a note or a Kenya shilling that was printed wrong is valuable because of the misprint, right? Because there's only one of it. That's why it's non-fungible. You can't make two or three. You can't make a copy of it. Okay? So in terms of what you're saying, yes, the value of, so when you were talking, all I was hearing was, if right now, for example, all of these guys believed in Zetech, they did what? They believed in Zetech. If you created that art piece about Zetech, these are your customers. So you see, nothing has changed different with Web 2. If you'd made Zetech cards, you'd have been selling them the same, right? So the same thing you're doing with Michael Jackson, with his memorabilia and his memories. Like you can take everything that Michael Jackson left and make them NFTs and then sell them one, like this table here. You see this table? Can everybody see this table?
Yeah.
I can sell this part here. That is what fractional ownership is. I don't need to sell the whole table. I can sell a piece of it. So imagine this is 1 million. Like there's a piece of art that was sold. It was just a bunch of memes put together and went for $1 million. So everybody was buying one meme for $10. 100,000 people. I mean, 100 people bought it. You know what I mean? And the numbers reflect. So in terms of NFTs, like when you the first time when you started speaking, I was feeling like you're going a different way. I'll just go that way with you so you can understand how much you're leaving on the table. So NFTs can be film. NFTs can be photos. NFTs can be this building. NFTs can be cars. NFTs can be this shirt he's wearing. NFTs, anything that you can tokenize, and you're the one who tells us. Because you see this building, will it reduce in value? Guys, will it reduce in value this building? I can't hear you, eh? Okay, now let's try it one more time. Will this building reduce in value?
No.
No. What will it do?
It will only appreciate.
It will appreciate. So non-fungible doesn't go that way. It doesn't go down. It goes up only. So that's why tokens are different from NFTs. NFTs, most of the time we play with real world assets, right? This property, the car, photos, paintings, anything that is a real world asset can be an NFT. Do you know that this guy taking a photo right now, the thing that has just come out in the background of that is a real world asset. You can print it, right? It's only that memory card is the only one that knows that photo. Will there be another photo like that one? He can make a copy, but it will be a copy. It will be written 123/B. So there was A, the original. It will never be the original. So that's the beauty of non-fungible tokens. He can take all these photos and NFT them. And then people can come and buy this activity. They just want to use it for example. You edit. You go to what's it called? Unsplash. Unsplash, you go to which other platform to download Pixel, right? You download content from there so you can edit your videos, make photos. So imagine those right now, we can make them NFTs. The same way you pay subscription to Pixels and download is the same way you can use the blockchain. NFT this art, instead of making it up for people to buy, you're getting where I'm coming from. So the same formula, only put blockchain on it. And then I'll leave them to explain how you put blockchain in it.
Okay.
Mnaona mazi pale mimi yangu imefika yani. Hata mcheki. Hao watu tuwachuje nini? We let them go. Brother, we let them go. Tusiwachilie. Sawa, kuja basi wachangamshe basi hapa. Tell them how we can make all those things work with NFTs. Like, how can you build a platform where people can come and download free art, I mean not free art from other creators and pay them using blockchain.
Okay, so in Lisk there's a website called Rarible or Rabul. Okay, so when you go to that site, you see different NFT images. Okay, each NFT images has money attached to it. It could be like 0.04 ETH, others even go up to 20 ETH. So, and then so for you, what you can do is you can create an NFT marketplace. Okay, this marketplace, for example, you are a video content creator, he's a video content creator, you can go create a marketplace, and then they can upload that particular NFT art. It's a digital art now it's not on paper, it's not on phone or something, so it's a digital art. You upload that image on that site, and then you say for this art I'll want it to be 0.04 ETH. Now the difference comes about of it. Think of it as a business idea. If you sell this particular dustbin, and and people know that this dustbin was used by Drake, how many people will buy it? A lot. If you sell a certain building like this Zetech, and you say that let's find something like President Ruto started in this place, and that's how he got this philosophy that he's using now to run the Kenyan government. How many people will buy it? I mean, so many people want to become leaders and use that same philosophy. Yeah. So it's the idea behind the NFT that will sell. Okay. So when you add that NFT in that particular site, just don't add it because for the plain site I want money. I mean, people won't buy it. So, and buying is called minting. Okay, and the bit that also Aziza said about fractionalizing NFT, you could say, for example, you take this building of Zetech. For example, you say the auditorium will be owned by one person. Maybe you will divide that each piece, each chair, people will be now having a minting that particular chair to each person. So that means that the value of that Zetech or the value of that NFT will increase, because at the same time you could sell this particular chair and say this chair was sat by the chancellor of Zetech University and it might go for 20 ETH. Then this chair was sat by the youngest entrepreneur who came into Kenya, and they have a value of 30 million, then that costs 30 ETH or 10 ETH. So that's how you improve your NFTs. Yeah. Okay. You have any other question?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
So build. As much as we have the ideas, we are not trying to give you these solutions just for the point of, oh wow, then this is the solution. We want to see them actualizing, and we see them that they have been built. I mean, in the next month, I want to see already people posting data in your website of biological data, and I want to hear that I was paid this type of tokens because of this data. I'm sure you have very many images. The fact that you've thought about Michael Jackson, I'm sure you've thought about the business side of it. So start implementing that art. Get to us, ask us which site can I upload the data, because I already have the art, and that's how you create value to what you are thinking. And otherwise, I mean, we have all had the idea. Whoever is going to post that NFT or that idea, they're going to get the money. Okay. So another person with an idea? Mwingine?
Hi everyone, I'm Favor, and my field of study is telecommunication and information engineering. Regarding to my field, my question is like, how can we use blockchain to reduce maybe latency in network and also interoperability between service providers? How can we use now, since you people are marketing blockchain and the Web3 technology, like helping people to embrace Web3. So like unlike traditional methods of maybe reducing latency and maybe promoting interoperability between service providers, and even like how can Web3 as a technology be used to achieve that? Also, second question, it's not related to my field of study, like it's a challenge for people transitioning to Web3. Like there is really a steep learning curve. So how can that be reduced? Like, because I've experienced that in Web2, and that's one of the major things motivating me to transition to Web3. Like in Web2, there is a very steep learning curve. Okay, I understand that there is need for constant learning and technology is evolving, but at least we need to reduce the need for maybe like how can blockchain be used maybe for like setting standards which can be used for reducing the learning curve? An example, for example, you see like different blockchains, maybe Ethereum, there is Base, and some of them come up with their own languages for the smart contract. So how can that be reduced to a person who is transitioning?
Hello. You've asked something about the learning curve. Okay, I have not had the whole question. Could you just expand kidogo?
My question is like how to reduce the learning curve for a person who is starting out. Like, let me give an example. You find out like maybe in Web2, you learn something new, and in a matter of maybe like 2 weeks, an advancement of it has already come out, and your prior knowledge almost becomes obsolete. So like in Web3, how do you reduce that learning curve?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because even when you're starting out, there's a lot of, it's like a waterfall of information, and you're like, where should I go? So I think for me is getting a mentor, finding someone who would guide you. So for example, I could mentor you if you're starting out in Web3, because I myself know where to start. After that, where you will go into, because when you're doing it on your own, you don't know where to go to. Like for example, Mashaja was blockchain. Yeah. So what next? So I think finding a mentor who can lead you to the right way, tell you this is the resources you could use. These are the simplest resources I've come across. So yeah, just finding a mentor. I myself can be a mentor to you and to anyone who wants to get started in blockchain. Yes, and also just show up, because I think in my experience, most of the ladies who get started, they don't stick around because things get very, very hard. So if you also show up and just show up every time, despite things getting hard, there's so many things to grasp. Some are hard. I won't lie to you; these things are very hard. Yeah, you have to show the should I say motivation? You have to show up and show the interest and the enthusiasm, right? So yeah, I think a mentor. That has worked for me.
Okay, there is that part. Now the part that I'm interested in, can the blockchain ecosystem have like standards? Maybe for startups, when they are coming up with these languages to develop smart contracts, they have a standard to like which is not diverse from like to different languages. You see, like Solidity is very different from this one, from this one, from this one. Is it something that is achievable for us, for standards to be like to come up with standards that guide the development of these languages that can be used for some smart contracts?
I don't quite understand what you mean by standards.
Okay, like for example, you see the way like JavaScript, an advancement of it, it's maybe React, there is Angular, there is, and it's not like that diverse. If you understand the basic JavaScript, it's easier to navigate the others. So like in smart contracts, the issue is the programming languages, like not understanding how smart contracts work, but the programming languages. Can this maybe startups have a standard, maybe like that's not so diverse, because you find out that you're in this blockchain, maybe Ethereum, it's very different from maybe ICP. They have their own language. There is Base, their own language.
Okay, so one thing that you have to know is that different blockchains have different architectures, different features, and not all blockchains can like develop or have one language that can use for the blockchains. Like they have different features, and those require different languages. Solana has Rust because maybe Rust supports what they want to build, the features they use. Ethereum has Solidity. So when blockchains are coming up, they consider these are our features. These are what we're working to have. This is our infrastructure and architecture. So this language suits best for what we're building. So yeah, you have to understand that. Yeah, but for something like Ethereum has something. They have L2s, layer 2s technologies, and they all use Solidity. Ethereum use Solidity, and the L2s, they use Solidity because they're EVM compatible, right? So if you want to build on L2s, then you don't have to have a hash. So if you know Solidity from Ethereum, then you can build on any L2. Yeah, I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yeah, you have answered.
Okay, so one thing is, you guys are young, right? How long did it take for you to learn, for you to do your semester exams? 3 months, right? So my advice is for you is you have to develop grit, okay? Resilience, okay? So for you, if you are able to understand how to make a simple website, you can be able to understand to make a smart contract. Why? You hear terms and you hear oracles, you hear wallets, but essentially it's just a simple layman terms of an account ID, you get. So in you'll see in the next workshop how we do it. There is the website side of smart contracts. You can become a front end side, but on the website side, whereby you make front-end websites. We have tools also because to help you not do everything from scratch. Like with Solidity, we have tools like Foundry, we have Hard Hat, we have that web, whereby these people already have the snippets of code. What you do is you just add a small snippets of code. So remove the mindset of Web3 is hard, because if you do a function in website, that's the same way you'll do a function in a smart contract. Only if it will only change your syntax. Maybe in React, you do a function using func, but in Solidity, you'll find the function is fn. So remove the mindset of whereby I can't understand this thing. This is so hard. Just put your mind into it, unlock it. But if you are able to understand a biological term, if you're able to understand a networking, telecommunications, a network topology, how it works, how it ends up to the certain user, I am sure you can be able to understand what a Solidity. Just concentrate on learning the basics first. If you learn the basics first, then trying to build on top of the other chains and every other thing, it will be very easy for you. So yeah, that's it. Let's move on to the next session. MC.
So I don't know if you're ready. You're ready? Are you ready? Yes. You're ready. I just want you to first come introduce yourself, tell them a bit about you and what you're going to be training as he prepares the presentation. Are you guys ready? Laptops go charged. Laptops go. Pull out your laptop, guys. This is their time. We want to see you guys do the work. So connect to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi names are on the sides. So this is the lovely Christine. Yes. Sonko ongelesheni Sonko anaweza andika nyinyi kazi. This is an employer. Ama nimeuza sana. Okay guys, put your hands together for Christine please. Mtu wa pesa mnamklapia hivyo. Clap na nguvu ndo ajue mko na energy. Yeah.
do you guys know Kotanipe? I came in late. I'm sorry for that. I was not here for the morning sessions. But I was here for the ideas to hear that people are actually hearing about blockchain and getting an idea of using it in biotech. I mean, if you guys are understanding biotech, I mean, blockchain is like simple things to you. So it's a good thing that you want to incorporate blockchain in the industry you are. So yeah, to introduce, do you guys know what's Kotanipe or what Kotanipe does? Or has anyone heard about Kotanipe? Anyone has heard about Kotanipe? Yes. What is on ramp, off ramp? You know, you might be throwing terms and someone is like, wow, what is on ramp? What is off ramp? Okay. Kotanipe is just the best way to explain. I don't have to explain the company and all that. I'm here for the technical stuff. But as he said, Kotanipe offers on-ramp and off-ramp services. What we mean by that is you want to convert your stablecoin, that is your USDT, your USDC, whichever stablecoin you're holding, you want to get fiat, Kenya shillings, or any other currency. So that is off-ramp, that is moving currency from crypto to fiat. On-ramp is you have Kenya shillings, you have any other currency, you have dollar, you have Ghana cedis, you have the currency of the countries we support, and you want some crypto, some stable coin, so we provide that service. Other than on-ramp, off-ramp, Kotanipe does cross-border payment, that is payout and collections. You want to make payments from a certain currency, that is Ghana cedis, not through stablecoin, but directly to Kenya shillings. So that's cross-border payments. So payout and collections, we offer those APIs. So on-ramp, off-ramp, and cross-border payments. So we're going to get technical. I hope you guys brought your laptop. Other than that, I'm not here to sell the company to you or to do what. I'm here, I hope my audience is developers. So I'm here to show you how to use our APIs, how to integrate our APIs in the products you're building. If you want to allow your users to make payments and all that, I'm here to do that. So I really hope you brought your laptops. Are we going to use a projector or? Okay. Okay. All right, no problem.
You ready? Let's let him go, and then you can go set up yours over there. Then, yeah, we are ready. Enoch, are you ready? Enoch.
Maybe I'd have mentioned some things people have not heard about as they do the setup and all that. I mentioned something to do with stablecoin. So, okay, by a show of hand, I want to understand my audience. How many people have built on blockchain here? How many people have built on blockchain? I really want to understand my audience, so I just don't throw around words. So when I mention stablecoin, how many people understand what I mean? Okay, to explain to those who don't understand, you have been explained something to do with real world assets being represented on blockchain. So stablecoin is representation of a real world asset like US dollar on blockchain. So we have USDT, which is backed by the US dollar. So the value of the US dollar is equivalent to the value of USDT. So it's a digital representation of a currency or any a real world asset. So we can have a representation of Kenya shillings. We actually have a representation of Kenya shillings, CKS, which is a stable coin. So it's the same value. If you have 100 CKS, it's the same as having 100 Kenya shillings. Yes? Sorry? No, because M-Pesa holds our balance. M-Pesa is not, you can't, digital currency is something you can move around the world without the friction. The balance you hold in your M-Pesa, you can't move it around the world without friction. Any other question before we get to the technical part? Sorry? Oh. Wow. When we say stablecoin is a representation of a real world asset on blockchain, the reason as to why we are representing it on blockchain is to decentralize it so that it can move around the world, the globe actually, without the friction of the border issues. So that is why I said M-Pesa is not. You cannot move your balance from M-Pesa to someone who is in Nigeria without having to use another platform. Yeah. Yeah. We have a stable coin for Kenya shillings, the CKS. Yeah. So any other question or any term I mentioned that might be new you need me to explain? You don't have questions, yes? USDT. You mean like the meaning or what is USDT? USDT is a stable coin. It is a digital asset that is backed by the US dollar. Yeah. So by backed, we mean it has the same equivalent value to the US dollar. So when creating digital assets, we back them. There's the direct, there's indirect, and there's forgetting the other one. So the direct one, we mean it has a relationship with an off-chain asset. So USDT is an on-chain asset with a relationship with dollar, which is an off-chain asset. So if you want to create your own digital asset that someone has to deposit ETH to mint that asset, then that means it is indirectly backed. That is, it is an on-chain asset which is backed by an on-chain asset, because ETH is an on-chain asset. USDT is an on-chain asset backed by an off-chain asset, which is the US dollar. Did I answer your question? Yes. Okay, what off-chain and on-chain means. So when we say blockchain, if an asset resides or if a DApp, an application resides on the blockchain or runs on the blockchain, we say it is on-chain. If it is not running on blockchain, on any blockchain, literally any blockchain, as long as an asset, as long as it's an application, like literally anything that is running on a blockchain, any blockchain, it is an on-chain, it is on-chain. If it's not running on blockchain, we say it is off-chain. Question answered? Any other question? Sorry? See what? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow, these fonts. Can anyone see that? Give me A bigger font, please. Yeah. So any other question? Anyone who has built an application, whether on Web 2, on Web 3, that is a payment gateway, anything to do with payment before? Yes. M-Pesa APIs. How was your experience? Sorry? I want everyone to hear so that you can compare. How was your experience?
The experience was tough. Basing on the documentation, Daraja documentation, I can say it's not beginner friendly.
Yeah. Okay. How many years of experience did you have when you tried to work with the APIs?
Okay. Currently, this is my third year and in technology as a software developer. But when I tried, it was around my just 6 months. I was just starting out and I didn't find the integration beginner friendly.
Okay. Okay. Another question: who has worked with API documentation where you don't have to reach out to the team that wrote the documentation? You're just using the documentation to do the integration on yourself on a platform. Maybe you just got an API, you want to just do any script data, you want to use an API, not necessarily a payment API, but you want to integrate an API on your platform without having to reach out to the actual developers a call or anything. Yes, how was your experience? And which APIs were you using?
Okay, okay. I've done both payment gateway integration with the Raj API and also the social media authentications, all of them: Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and there were 4: Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Yeah. So I found Twitter. X APIs is simple to use. The complicated ones are Facebook for Meta. They are hard to use. Both X and LinkedIn, they are easy to use compared to API. Then Daraja API, I don't know which version you used because there is now the currently Daraja 2.0 API. The previous one was quite difficult to integrate with. Okay, for me, I didn't do a direct integration into an application, but rather I built an SDK with Python. It's called M-Pesa SDK. It's what I'm currently working on, though I've put it open source. So I've built with the Safaricom Daraja API. Okay, it's not quite much difficult currently to do the integrations because the documentation has been refined compared to what it was currently. So I can say that if you're familiar with dealing with APIs, then it's easier for you to integrate Daraja API into your project. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I asked that because we're going to experience how to do our integration. The reason I asked about the gateway, the payment gateway, is because I also interacted with M-Pesa. I think it was before that version 2, and it was quite tough. We actually managed to go through the staging and all that, like the APIs for staging environment. But when you were trying to go to production, it was not that easy. Have you tried to work with the Daraja 2.0 on production, like live? You have tried Sandbox. They have improved it. Maybe I should try. All right. Yeah. So as I said, Kotani is a payment platform that provides fiat to stablecoin on-ramp, off-ramp to local payments channels in Africa. So this is everything I've explained. So we have a stablecoin settlement API that you can integrate to do local payments. That is what I explained about payout and collections. And we have a USSD. The service for USSD is currently not live in Kenya, but in Ghana. So as of now, I'll just do the API. So let's so API documentation. So we get so when you go to a documentation, this is an API documentation. So we don't literally explain much on the header about the API, but the URL provided is self-explained on what the endpoint is doing. So at this point, so I hope you have your laptops and go to docs.kotanipe.com. docs.kotanipe.com. So follow with me, docs.kotanipe.com. I hope no one has a question before I move to our APIs. Yes?
Could you explain what APIs are? I understand some people here might not be as tech savvy, so maybe they'd love to have an explanation of that.
Before I explain what is an API, who here is not a developer or who here is starting off? Is their first time in a tech meetup, or who is going to explain to them what is an API? Yes.
Okay, so an API is like an interface where two software systems communicate through. So let's say, okay, I'll use an analogy for a restaurant. As a user, it's the most common one. So as a user, you go into a restaurant and you want to get your food. There are those who are like walking around. Then there's the chefs in the kitchen. So for you to get your food, you'll have to communicate through those who are, how are they called? Hao watu wanakuleta chakula.
Waiters.
Okay, the waiters and the waitresses. So an API is like a waitress. They take your order, you as the client, then they take it to the chefs. After chefs process your food, then you're brought back food. So it's what APIs do. They facilitate communication between the web browsers, which is the client, and the servers. So when a web browser wants to get some information or some data from the backend, then it will call an API. So the API will take the request from the client to the server side, which is the backend. Then after processing, the API takes back the data to the client. Thank you.
I think he explained it the best way using the hotel system. It's the easiest way and most common. So hope everyone has understand what is an API. So what you're seeing here is the API URL. So this is the URL you have to use from the client side or from the point you'll be making integration to make your request to our servers. So the same thing explained, you will be the client. The API will be the interface between you and our servers. So you want to get rates, you ask the API for rates and you get rates. So that API enable that communication between clients and servers. Understood? So yeah, so this is the base URL. So you have to have this URL before you get the endpoints. So I'll go to, I need this as much as, okay, it's the best font, but wow. Okay, we will have to go step by step, but no problem. I wanted to display all the endpoints before okay, no problem. We will go step by step. So the first endpoint is to check the health of the API. If the API is up, so First thing, you're using the a base URL /health. This is not really necessary. This is just to check before you start using the API or testing. So you can see we got a response that it is healthy and the status is up. Okay, I meant expand. Okay. Hizi vitu ziko huko hazionekani. I mean, inaweza expand font na bado kila kitu kiko kwa sasa unataka nipige kazi.
Siri zako zote zimeandikwa.
Bado endelea kupeana. Endelea tu kupeana pins. Peana pins.
And hii kitu inaweza katwa hapa.
Tulikuwa na HDMI inafika pale.
Niko ready sasa, wenye watapewa next ni wenye watatest API. Okay, how is the visibility now? So just open it. I gave you directions on docs.kotanipe.com. So I think you can follow with me so that if it's not visible enough here, if it's not,
Is it visible?
okay. We can't expand beyond that. But if you have your phone, you can also open it. Just use your phone to follow docs.kotanipe.com. docs.kotanipe.com.
lady. Ah. Are we together? Yes. Ah, very nice. Very nice. You ready? Okay.
Okay, as anafanya that, let's continue. So we did the health check. So the API is up. So the first thing we have to do before you use any API, there is authentication for you to use the API. So the first point, the first access point is for you to create an integrator account. What is an integrator account on our side? It's the account you use to make, to create a fiat wallet, a crypto wallet, to create a customer or mobile phone. It's literally the account you'll be using for all the other APIs, for the other endpoints. So first, we're going to go to the point of create an integrator. You can see it's on Sandbox and the endpoint is integrator, post request, of course. So the parameters required is the name of the organization, the first name of the person creating the account, last name, email. Okay, well. So at that point, just in the same page, if you go provide an organization name, first name, last name, email, phone number, and the country code, that is Kenya. If your phone number is Kenyan, so the country code has to be Kenyan. And then you click try it, you're going to be able to create an integrator account. So I can't do that because I can't type with my mouse, but you can try with your email, and you're going to get an email. So that is the first point. You have to create an account. Then on to the next. After that, you're going to receive an email. You can use this to get integrator details. But at this point, for you to get integrator details, you'll have to have done authentication. So that you can get I'm sorry.
Are we having fun, guys?
Wait. Okay, let's continue. Who tried to create an account and got an email for you to activate the account? You didn't get an email? You use a valid email. Uh-huh. You didn't get an email. Who else tried and didn't get an email? Yeah, let's see. What could be the issue? So, okay, let me go ahead and continue explaining as we wait to see if the email, you'll receive an email. So, so the next point, when you go to authentication login, you're going to provide the who didn't get an email? Not yet. Counter check if your email is valid, please. Yes. Sorry? What is not reflecting? I'm asking the one who said every point you have the organization, you have the email, you have your first name, your last name, your phone number, and your phone number has to be a +2547, that format. If you provide a Kenyan phone number, make sure the country code is KE. You've not received an email, but the API is working. Okay, so you will eventually get an email, but for us to proceed from there, you should have the email so that. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. After creating the account, you should go to authentication, login. My part didn't load. So after creating the account, I know why you're not receiving the emails now. After creating the account, go to the authentication, then authentication login, and then provide the email you used to create the account to log in. So provide the email you used to create the account for you to log in. If you didn't create the account, then you will not get an email. So provide the email you used to create the account, you will get an email. If we could move a bit faster, then we will probably test a deposit and a withdrawal. This is staging, but if anyone wants to test on production, still can, but for this is staging. So has anyone gotten an email now? After providing your email on login. So go ahead to the next get request of generate API key. Use the token, the bearer token that you got when you received the email. Use that bearer token to generate an API key. The token expires now and then, so but if you generate the API key, you can use it for all your transaction. You don't have to have a bearer every time that expires. So use the authentication bearer you received on your email to generate an API key. Once you're done with that step, who is at the step of generating the API key? Yes? Did you get the API key? Yeah, so I said you go to authentication, login, the next authentication, then authentication, login. Okay. Yes. It's okay. docs.kotanipe.com. Yeah. So on the sidebar, you have health integrator, then authentication. I'm saying on authentication, login. So provide your email. Has anyone gotten their API key? Yes. Sorry? You received an email. But he received an email. Did you receive an email? Has anyone received? Yeah, they received an email. Make sure the email you're using is the same email you used to create an account. Have you been able to generate an API key? Sorry? Yeah. So from the email, when you click on that link that you receive on your email, it will direct you to a new page, and then you will get the bearer token from that page. It's just a JSON. It will give you JSON on that page, some JSON return, and then you get the authentication bearer from that page, and go on back to the API docs and generate an API key. Anyone at that point? Have I lost anyone? Even the ones using your phones, you can still do that. You don't need your laptop to test the API, yes? So go on your email, click the link you received. It will direct you to a web page with a JSON return. And then you get the bearer token and generate an API key. Did you get the API key? Sorry? Okay, let's wait for the rest before we go on. Is the Wi-Fi slow, or why? Why are we not? Why are we moving slowly? We have to make a deposit. We have to make a deposit. We have to make a withdrawal, and we have to do an off-ramp and an on-ramp to test all. So where are we? How many people have the API key? How many people have the API key? Just one person. No one else has received an email. Are you following along? Ujue mwenye atafanya transaction ya kwanza na mtumia USD. What oh yeah. Now we're here. Can I use my mouse? Okay, all right. So let's go to the integrator part and go with them. On the integrator part, your mouse inasumbua, so they can just. So on the integrator part, as I said, you can use whoever's email is there to test so that you can get the email. So you provide an organization name, just you can say test or Kiboko, just provide Kiboko. and then first name, the name of the person creating the account, then second, last name, and then an email. Provide a valid email and an email you can access from that point. So this is for the people who are not following along. So please provide the email in small letters. Phone number. Provide a valid phone number and start with the +254. Country code KE for Kenya. Capital, please. And then click try it on their own. Yeah. So this is the process of creating. You see, we have created an integrator account. So go provide the same email. So go back on your sidebar. So go back to the sidebar and get the authentication. No? No. No, we have to provide our email for us to get an email first. So go back to the API. Back to the sidebar on the side where you have on-ramp KYC, that side. Scroll up, completely up. We have authentication, so drop down on authentication, and then authentication login, and then provide your email, the email you used there, and the parameters required. So you can see the URL here is the base URL, Sandbox API Kotanipe version 3, and then auth login. So you provide that and click try again. You have not received an email yet? Have you received? Yes. Sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you click try and then you got
The last three responses.
I see country provide Did you get an email?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm getting a response that integrator not found.
Who is speaking?
Yeah.
Sorry. What did you provide as the email?
My personal email.
How was the format of the phone number? +254. Country code has to be KE and has to be capital letters.
Yes.
Are you still getting integrator not found?
Integrator not found.
Oh.
Sijapata email.
Phone number has to be +254. Yes. And country code has to be KE in capital letters. Did you get an email? Not yet. I said the format of the data is, sorry, just let me explain this. You provide an organization name, first name, last name, phone number, +254, and don't have spaces between the numbers. Don't have a space between 2547 then space, and in capital letters. So if you do that, then test again to see if you get an email. Yes. How long ago did you try to? Yes. Yeah. If it takes time to open the link, that means you have to try to log in again. You have to provide your email to log in again. Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, after you got in the email,
Mhm.
when you click the link, it takes you to, I think it's an API's endpoint.
Yeah.
And on the next, it's asking for a bearer. And it's not given.
On the API endpoint you redirected, what did you see on that page? It's either you get magic link has expired or you get a JSON response with the bearer, with the token bearer.
Okay, there's a token and a refresh token.
Use the token, not the refresh token.
Okay.
So if you get a link has expired, please try to log in again. Okay. Yeah. Click that link. Use the pretty print. Please click the link. Click that box. So you see we have user ID integrator. We have user ID, session ID, token ID, token, and refresh token. So I want us to use the token. You copy that token and go back to the API page and use it as your bearer to generate the API key. I think I've explained enough. If you get magic link has expired, please try to log in again. Yes. Okay. I'll go to the next step. What are changamke? We'll follow instructions. I think up to that point, yes. Bearer. There, where it's written authentication. Below the language on Rate API key. Below the language, you have bearer, then the space to add the token. So you provide your token and then click. So yeah, you have an API key. So the reason as to we are generating an API key, you can opt to use the bearer to authenticate your transactions, but the bearer expires after I think 10 minutes, if I'm not wrong, I'm not so sure. So you can opt to use the API key because it lasts longer than the bearer. Are we together up to there? Okay, now use the API key. We go to create a fiat wallet. What's the difference between a fiat wallet and a crypto wallet? What do you call your M-Pesa wallet? It holds fiat, so it's a fiat wallet. So in this case, you have to create a fiat wallet to hold. If you're doing a deposit, it's going to hold your Kenya shillings or whichever currency you're going to deposit. And crypto wallet is going to hold your crypto. So we are going to create a fiat wallet. So you provide a name for the wallet and the currency. So each currency will have its own wallet. You have Kenya shillings, you will have a wallet for Kenya shillings. You have Ghana cedis. So I didn't say the countries or the currencies we have enabled. We have Kenya, Ghana, Rwanda, Uganda, Zambia, Tanzania, South Africa. So yeah, so if you create for Kenya shillings, because you provided a phone number for Kenya shillings, so please provide KES as the currency and try. You have to provide the API key. So you try to create the and if you forget that API key, you'll have to generate a new one. So try to create the wallet. And then at this point, we'll not need a crypto wallet. So after creating the fiat wallet, the flow we are going to do right now is a deposit. So at first, we're going to create a customer mobile phone. have you been able to create a fiat wallet? Are we together up to that point of creating a fiat wallet? And I explained the difference between a fiat and a crypto wallet. So we need a wallet to hold your fiat currency that you do the deposit, and we need a wallet to hold your crypto that you do the deposits for. So that's the difference between a fiat and a crypto wallet. So when creating a crypto wallet, in our case, you will get an address, but for the fiat wallet, you're just going to get the wallet ID. Are we together up to that point? Anybody able to create a fiat wallet? Maybe inafaa niongeze niseme natumia huyo mtu pesa mingi because people are not following. Anybody able to create a fiat wallet? Authentication. Are you using the API? You're being told the API is invalid.
Excuse me.
Yes. Who has been able? Yes.
Hapo kwa my wallet unaweka.
The name of the wallet and the currency you want. So you select KES. So has anyone been able to create a fiat wallet? Yes.
Excuse.
Someone is asking a question, please. Yes. Sorry. When you generate the API, you get the bearer from the link you get when you try to log in. You provide the bearer on at that point where go back to generate API key. So you provide the bearer at that point, and then you click generate API key. You will get an API key. Click try. You will get an API key, then use. So try to log in again. Maybe the bearer has expired. So you provide your email, you log in, you get the bearer, you provide the bearer, and if your email delays for more than 10 minutes, that token will be have expired. So so you get the bearer, you use the bearer to generate the API key, and you use the API key now to create a fiat wallet. Who was the other person asking the question?
He's been answered. It was the same question.
Yeah, you will use the API key now as your bearer. Hapo tu kwenye una provide the bearer is where you will provide the API key. It should work. Have you tried? I think we should work with what we are seeing on the screen so we can move a bit faster. So go to generate API key. Provide the bearer. Try to get the API key. Get that API key. Get the API key and try, and now go to fiat wallet. Use the API key now as the bearer. Okay, now provide the name for the wallet. Provide the name for the wallet before creating a wallet.
You're deleting up there.
Yeah, you're still experiencing the invalid API key. Okay, can you use my account so that we can move faster? There might be an issue with the API key, but yes, has anyone been able to create a fiat wallet? Yes. It has a full stop. Sorry? Have you been able to create the fiat wallet? Sorry? Yeah, I'm saying try to post it without what you're referencing to and see if you're able to create an API key. But in this instance, we can use my account that has already have an API key to test. So I'll go on and explain from after creating the fiat wallet. When you get the wallet ID, you go to customer mobile. So you create a mobile. This is creating a customer now, a customer who can be able to make a deposit. Just a random number can be able to make a deposit without creating a customer. So you provide the phone number, the country code, the network. In this case, for Kenya is M-Pesa, and wow, and the other input, which is I said network, country code, phone number, and who is on that page for click here. Customer mobile. Yeah. Okay. Think. But I'll take you through the flow once my laptop is up. So you on that part you provide. Scroll down. You provide the phone number, the currency, the network, and there is another input. From that, after creating a customer, now you can go ahead and try to make a deposit. After you create a customer, you can go ahead and try to after you create a customer, you can go ahead to either mobile money deposit or withdrawal. If you go to mobile money deposit, you have deposit via mobile money, and the below one is a deposit, a bank deposit, but in this case we are doing mobile money deposit. So if you click deposit via mobile money, is it on? Who is following with us? Been able to get a wallet ID? Okay. So yeah, that is the point. I said you create a mobile. So is that my account?
Is anybody lost? I find you. Where are you lost?
So we,
So invalid credentials, start again.
Invalid what?
Invalid credentials, you start again.
Yeah, you try to log in again.
Okay. Watu wangu mazi hapa kuna thao moja so mbili na 90 bob ama $10 is how much?
$10 is 1,200 and something.
1,200. 1,300. Nataka 1,300. Mko ready? Sioni mkichangamka. It's self-explanatory, right, Christine? Yeah. It is, right? So achana na yeye. Sawa, follow the prompts and ask questions where you're stuck. Just run through and see how I'm doing. Basically, Christine, we're doing a user test to see how accessible the platform is. Can you do that? Sawa. So everybody do it and then tell me where the problems are so that we can fix them for the other people, right? Si mnajua venye kucode. Wewe kwani ufanye kitu kwa computer? Fanya nione. 1,300 niongezee. Si basi kwanza mfike ndio nije naongezea. Have you managed? Still having the same problem with authentication. Aki mnanibamba yani. I thought when designers are doing then they're editing, they go into that flow state, but everybody is going in the same way. Kumbe tuko the same. We're just humans. Great. So Any problems so far? Yeah? You're good now? Hakuna mtu ameshinda? Hakuna mtu ameshinda? Problems? I come to you? Where?
Songi past hii stuff ya creating an integrator. Mara ngapi inakataa?
Come. Yeah. So, Christine, could you do me one favor? Could you help him? And then we can get through the problem together. Or you come and help him. Come. Au msaidiane. Yeah, we need to see where the problem is. Come. What's your name? Kuja usimame hapa. Na usiibe mafungu zangu, eh? Hisi yangu. Okay. Christine?
Yes.
Could I borrow you for a minute? Whether to
Yes,
solve the problem.
we're going to use my account
Okay.
because of the issue of the API. So yes,
So let's help him first. We see if we can solve, because if he can do it,
I have
everybody. This is
repeated
not
KE like that.
not touch.
Sorry.
And you know, by that, by sheer virtue, now you don't qualify for the money. Eh? Yeah, it's working. So first thing, organization, right?
Yes.
Second thing, your name. Third thing, your second name. The next thing, a valid email. Okay? Next, your phone number. First thing, +254. Pamoja? Are we together?
Okay, so
Please, everybody, are we together till there? Okay, after that, country code, KE. Peke yake. Usiandike Kenya, usiandike KES, usiandike kitu yote ingine, ni KE. Okay? Is it working now? Mimi si dev, unajua, hebu nisaidie. Nini mambo gani? Siluku imeshaonesha hapa green. Iluku imeonesha green sahi. Ni kama unaona ndio hii. So, Christine, nisaidie pia mimi hapa.
Just
So,
a minute.
he ran it the first time and then it went green 201
Yeah.
and then now it's going. Hebu ndo kaa chini kwanza. Niwapatie pin. Hiyo ndio mimi najua kupeana haraka. Nataka pin. So we can take a short commercial break. Yeah, while we figure it out. Ushapata wewe, unataka mbili upatie nani? So let's take a short commercial break. Okay, coming. Ushapata bado? All this time. Ashika. I'm giving you, don't worry. Okay, everybody will get a pin. Pin ziko mingi. So if you're watching now, you copy that. Try. Oh, where do we go? Okay. And then you paste it there. And then you try. There you go. 200. It's good. And then,
Yeah. Okay. I am back.
see, the code should show you 201.
Or deposit. So create mobile money. I said the reason we're doing this is because don't change the API key. We're going to use that API key. The reason as to why we're creating a customer, you can't make a deposit, just a random number, can't make a deposit. You have to create a customer and then get a customer key. You use your customer key to make a deposit. So we are going to create a customer. So go ahead and provide a phone number. And then the country as Kenya. And then network is M-Pesa. Account name, you can provide, it's optional, but you can provide the name that, the M-Pesa name that number gives. But it's optional, so you cannot provide it. You can go ahead and click try. So we get, you get phone number, country code, integrator, account number, network. There is a point you get a customer, customer key just below the country code. You get a customer key. Is there a way you can share the wallet ID with them to test? Any way you can share my wallet ID with them to test that part? So go to where we had, just click try again. So I'll read it to you. 67. Wow. I myself can see it. 670. So where you have to, no, you can't use it. Just let's follow. Will not use it. At this at that point, I'll not use it because it's only tied to certain aspects of my phone number. Go back to the. We already created a customer, so we need to use. We created a customer. Well. We lost the API. We lost the customer mobile. We can try again. The customer already exists, so not unless you try with a different number. Click the drop down on customer mobile. Click the drop down. We can still get the details of that customer.
Christine?
Yes?
Excuse me for a minute.
Yes?
After generating the API key,
were you able to generate the API key?
Yes.
Have you used the API key to create a fiat wallet?
Once I've passed the API key to the at the bearer position, I'm getting a status code of 401.
Invalid
The-
API key.
Yes. Now I'm still stuck. Well, we are still stuck there.
I don't know. Either I wouldn't. I'm not sure. It's supposed to go through with the API key generated. But I said I'll look into that personally to help you after this, but we can finish the flow first.
Okay.
So so go back to the customer. We have get all mobile get all mobile man. That's the get request. Get get all mobile money customers. Yeah, then oh wow. Okay. Just create a customer number. It's going to tell you the customer exists. Okay. Then try customer key, customer ID, where you get the customer ID. So let's go to the so for on ramp and off ramp, you see there's click off ramp mobile money. So you generate an off ramp request. So first of all, before doing an off ramp, you have to get rates. So you can click on the rate API. So for rate API,